The architectural and historical reservation, the town of Nesebar, a peninsula cut into the Black Sea, an ancient town with a modern appearance, a landmark of global significance, one of the protected monuments of UNESCO. This is Nesebar, a cultural center in which historical layers of multiple civilizations lie. The Thracians were the first settlers in the end of the 2nd millennium BC. They were calling it Mesambria. Then followed the Greeks in the 6th century BC, and 4 centuries later, the Romans. With its 2 harbors, the town has an important trade significance. During the entire antiquity, it maintained good relations with the cities on the Black Sea and the Aegean Sea, as well as the Mediterranean countries. Multiple artifacts are exhibited in the town's archaeological museum. They are evidence of the rich economical, cultural and spiritual life of that period. Visitors can see an inscription decree in the first hall in honor of the Thracian leader. The neighboring hall is dedicated to the Greek influence, a large number of honorary decrees in honor of prominent persons, marble votive tablets documenting the administrative life of Mesambria, and diverse cult pieces of art, speaking of the rich religious life of the Mesambrians. The coming of the Romans continued the town's progress. It continued to trade, coin money, and develop the local crafts. By the time the Roman Empire divided, the role of Mesambria significantly increased. The connection with Constantinople was consolidated. Massive fortresses and Christian basilicas were built. Marble bases, columns, capitals are all elements of the internal plastic decoration of the buildings from that period. This antique culture, born as a merging of Thracian, Greek and Roman influences, turned Nesebar into an archaeological treasure. During the Middle Ages, the town was already called Mesembria, and it was constantly transferred from Bulgarian into Byzantine possession and backwards. The models of Middle-Age churches show that the town was shaping as one of the basic spiritual centers of East Christianity. The artistic crafts were widespread. Sculptors, icon painters, and potters left their magnificent models as an evidence of time. The ancient antique magnificence was enriched by imperial majesty and inspired by the Christian miracle. The number of church temples grew to 40. 26 of them have been preserved to the present day. The rich collection of Nesebar icons is collected in the 4th hall of the museum. Saint Mary, Christ Pantocrator, and Christmas are wonderful models of iconostasis. An episcopal throne and royal portals confirm that religion was never distant to majesty. The remnants of a basilica with a nave and 2 aisles rise on the central square of the old Nesebar, St. Sophia Church. It was a part of the residence of the Nesebar bishop in the beginning of the 6th century. Once plastered in mortar and checkered in wall paintings, today the old bishop's residence, as they call it, is an architectural relic and a favorite place for tourist pictures. On the other hand, the frescoes in St. Stephen's Church are completely authentic. It was built within the period 11th to 13th century and was called the new bishop's residence. On the inside, it is filled with scenes of the life of the Mother of God. The time of the late Middle Ages introduced a new influence in the temple construction. This was the period of the Second Bulgarian Kingdom, when the Trnovo school spread its influence in the entire country. A model of this time are the churches Christ Pantocrator and St. Joanne a Liturgetas. In the 15th century, the town became a part of the Ottoman Empire and changed its appearance again. An evidence of the Oriental style of that time, for example, is the fountain by the old bishop's residence. But the old Nesebar, the way it fascinates thousands of tourists today, was shaped during the Bulgarian revival. In the 18th century, the economical and cultural life blossomed. The longings built up for centuries were then finding voicing in the creation of the traditional Nesebar house. Splendid with its natural beauty and ease, it was trim in its own way, with attention to the interior and the detail. Nowadays, the town is a subject of admiration of tourists from around the world, who have rediscovered Nesebar on the map of historical and cultural tourism. due to its exceptional and numerous historical monuments belonging to a number of epochs. The old town of Nesebar was included in the list of monuments of the Global Cultural Inheritance of UNESCO.